Welcome to the Unit 3 video 3-7. In our last video, 3-6, we developed some penetrating insight. And now that we're experts at box and whisker plots, let's take a look and comment on a double box and whisker plot. We have two box and whisker plots over an axis. And we are asked to find the defect. A tiny aspect that apparently is incorrect in one of these box and whisker plots. The way we do it in Gen 110 in our course. And which plot has the defect? What is wrong with that particular plot? And there's a hint. Find the lower fence for the your class plot. This one. What is the lower fence for the your class plot? Well, the lower fence has something to do with the whisker and how long the whisker can be. The whisker starts at the first quartile. And how long is the whisker supposed to be? My goodness, it looks like that whisker might be a little bit long. Remember, the whisker can only be 1.5 times the interquartile range. That's the maximum length of the whisker. What is the interquartile range? Q1. The first quartile is at 85. Q3, the third quartile is at 95. The interquartile range of this plot is 95 minus 85. It's 10. And the whisker can only be 1.5 times the interquartile range in length. The whisker starts at Q1, 85. And we subtract 1.5 times 10. We subtract 15. The lower fence for the your class plot, the lower fence would be at 70. Uh-oh. The whisker has gone outside of the fence. So there is a defect. The your class plot has a defect. The whisker, the left-hand whisker, is too long. The left-hand whisker goes outside of the fence. The left-hand whisker is too long. The left-hand whisker extends beyond the fence. Should the left-hand whisker extend beyond the fence? No. Instead, the left-hand whisker should stop somewhere inside the fence. I don't know where. I don't know the data. Someone has drawn box and whisker plots of the data. Where does the whisker stop? I don't know. But I certainly know that this number, outside of the fence, whatever that number is, maybe it is 67, or something like that, but that should be an outlier. Maybe the value 67. We don't know where the whisker ends. We don't have the data. So we don't know how to fix the plot, but there is a tiny defect in it. Actually, different authors do things a little bit differently. Some authors consider box plots only, and they don't talk about outliers. So they would not have thought there was a defect in this plot. But from our point of view, there is a tiny incorrect aspect to this plot. And now, there's a collection of other questions that we should be able to answer from these plots. What percentage of students had a score in the range from 90 to 100? From 90 to 100. That's from the median In your class, that's from the median to the maximum. That's from the median to the maximum. That would be half the data. The median is the 50th percentile. Half the data is below 90, and half the data will be above 90. 90 is the median, or the 50th percentile. What about Friends class? What percentage of students had a score in the range 90 to 100? In this case, Friends class, a score of 90 is a third quartile score. From the third quartile to the maximum of 100, that's 1/4 of the pizza. Remember, if we divide the data for your Friends class up into 4 pieces, each piece has 25% of the data. The 5-number summary divides the data up into 4 25% pieces. The median mark in your class, as we've already pointed out, is 90. That means that 50% of the marks were less than or equal to 90. That is the 50th percentile, the median. And that means the 50th percentile means that 50% of the data was smaller. The 75th percentile. The 75th percentile in Friends class was 90. That's the third quartile, the 75th percentile. The 75th percentile means that 75% of the marks in your Friends class were less than or equal to 90. 90 is the 75th percentile. That means that 75% of the marks were less than or equal to 90. In your class, the third quartile was 95. The third quartile, we have already noted that the third quartile means the 75th percentile. So 75% of the marks in your class were less than or equal to 95. The third quartile in your class is 95. The third quartile is the 75th percentile. 75th percentile, 95. 75% of the marks were less than or equal to 95. And we have finished the curious Box and Whisker plots worksheet.